How's it going, everyone? This is the Anime Man. Welcome back to another episode of... What will I be watching? The show where I look at the upcoming season of anime. A whole 3 months worth of anime, which is, nowadays, just way too much for any one human to watch all of. But I'm basically going to go through the list of the upcoming series of anime, OVAs, all that good shit, and tell you guys what I will be watching, what I won't be watching, and why a lot of the shows I really just won't care about. As always though, I am over on livechart.me looking at the upcoming fall 2019 anime season, which covers from September all the way up until the end of November. I think even sometimes going on to December, or maybe that's winter. I don't fucking know. As always, I've cut out all of the leftover series from previous seasons that are ongoing onto this upcoming season because I've probably already talked about it in a previous What Will I Be Watching, which I'll leave in the description below if you want to check it out. But considering this fall 2019 season, there are a few shows already that I am aware of that are going to be coming out in the fall of 2019. A lot of the shows though, I have no fucking idea. This is my first time looking at this list. So without further ado, let's go! Okay, and first and foremost, what was I expecting? I mean, if there is a new SAO season, regardless of what season it is, and I've set this page up in popularity from most popular to least popular, aka the most hyped to the least hyped, then yeah, no doubt Sword Art Online is going to be pretty early on in this video. So this is part 2 of the Alicization arc, which I also didn't watch. War of Underworld, not War of the Underworld, War of Underworld. And yeah, Kirito is looking like a sad emo boy as always. Glad to see nothing has changed. Oh, and look, we have the rapist for the season. Yeah, suffice to say, I'll probably be skipping over this one, but you guys let me know in the comments below if I should watch it or not. Alright, and the second one right here was one that I actually thought was going to be the most hyped or the most popular for this upcoming season, My Hero Academia, Season 4. Now, again, this is kind of in the same veins as Sword Art Online. I haven't actually caught up with My Hero Academia. I know, no need to cry about it. I've heard it a million times already. Oh my god, the Anime Man doesn't keep up to date with the most popular anime of all time? What, fucking unsubscribing and then resubscribing. I watched Season 1. It was okay. It wasn't amazing to me. I don't know, I probably just don't really have a thing with, like, superheroes or anything like that, or you know, just basic shonen stuff anymore. I mean, don't get me wrong, I love me my shonen. God damn, I love me my shonen. But I feel like I've gotten to the point now where just basic, just, you know, regular, as I like to call it, I'm using that word in very broad terms, regular shonen series for me now are just not enough to get me excited. Like last season, or I guess this season as of the recording of this video, we had, you know, fantastic, like pretty good shonen series like Fire Force, for example. Like, I watched maybe the first 5 or 6 episodes of that, and I thought it was pretty good. From a critical standpoint, it is pretty freaking decent. It is just a decently good, well animated, well voiced, well choreographed shonen show. Nothing much about it. But I feel 5, even 10 years ago, I would have really enjoyed a show like that and easily watched it up until the end. But nowadays, I don't know, man. I just can't really do it. And I feel My Hero Academia is kind of the same thing. I feel that if My Hero Academia came out 5, 10 years ago when I was, you know, growing up, when I was in middle school or even elementary school, I would have fucking loved the hell out of this shit. Unfortunately, I feel I was born a little bit too late, especially in my anime watching career, and you know, when I think of the greatest shonen of all time, I can only think of series like Yu Yu Hakusho and Slam Dunk, because those are the shows that I read when I was 14 years old. But being a 24, almost 25-year-old dude who has spent over a decade watching every single type of shonen that you can think of, My Hero Academia it's good. I'm not discrediting the fact that it's a fantastic show, and it's a very well animated, very well written show that is hype as fuck. But me personally, man, just can't get into it. And I guess I can say the same thing about this next one too, Nanatsu no Taizai, 7 Deadly Sins. Again, this is another show that I feel like I would have really gotten into when I was like 13, 14 years old, and I can tell that that is like the general fan base of this show. I would have fucking loved it if I was in that age group, but I don't know, man. I tried watching it, I tried even reading it, just can't really get into it, so I'm skipping over this one too. Wow, the top 3 anime of this season I am skipping over. I should change my YouTube name as soon as possible. Oh, never mind, make that 4, because it's season 4, season 5, I think, of Food Wars. The only reason though I'm skipping over this one is because I haven't caught up to it. Right now I am watching season 2 of Food Wars. I actually kind of want to read it more than I want to watch it. I feel like I'm starting to get more into manga, especially when it comes to shonen series, a lot more than watching the anime. So I feel like I'm gonna go and read Food Wars and catch up on it, and then if I have the time I might go and check out this season. But yeah, I really like the second season though. I've been digging the second season so far. It's just been a slow burning process for me to try and catch up, and every time I'm like, alright, I've only got one more season left to catch up, they pull this shit on me and add another season. They're just like, here, have another season for you. Alright, but this next one right here, Assassin's Pride, the 5th one in the list, and finally we have our first original series from this season. As you can probably see, the first 4 series, the first 4 hyped series of this season are all continuations of very, very popular, already well-established series. So if that isn't a perfect way to tell you guys what the fall season is going to be like, aka how probably boring and disappointing this fall season is going to be, then there you go. But Assassin's Pride, this seems like a completely new one. It is a light novel, which probably means that it is an isekai. Don't know though, I'm gonna read the synopsis. In the world where only the aristocrats have the power to fight the monster, Mana, a youth named Kufa, is dispatched as a tutor to find Merida, that's it. Marida's talent, a nuisance girl born in a duke's family. If she is not talented, assassinate her. Bruh. Well, good thing is though, is that it's not an isekai. Thank God, we are out of the isekai loop. For now. It's just your standard fantasy, probably a power fantasy, considering that we have this badass main character with a giant ass sword that almost looks like a katana, and then you have a bunch of cute girls. So it's just going to be your kind of edgy fantasy type of show that has a little bit of magic thrown into it, because why the fuck not? It's easy as hell. I mean, it seems okay. It's done by EMT, which isn't really the most like power play word that you can see in a list like this. I mean, when you think of EMT, what do you think of? Probably these. Which I actually don't know. My editor is going to edit that in for me because he's awesome like that. But yeah, I can't think of anything off the top of my head when it comes to EMT, because the art style as of the poster from Assassin's Pride right here looks pretty freaking generic. So is it going to be just as generic as the art style, or who the fuck knows? Let's move on. And again, here is another one that I will be skipping over because I haven't finished watching season 1. 僕たちは勉強ができない. But it doesn't really matter. But it doesn't really matter because I'm probably not going to watch the anime because I've already caught up to date on the manga. And mind you guys, having watched the anime and read the manga, just go read the manga. Seriously, I don't want to be that guy, I don't want to be that manga gangster, but please just go and read the manga. It is infinitely better. Like, I feel the one thing that is kind of taking away from the anime adaptation of 僕たちは勉強ができない, or We Never Learn as it's called in English, is the studio taking care of it, Arvo. Because Arvo Animation and Silver Studios, who are the ones doing the anime adaptation of We Never Learn, are perfectly acceptable studios. They're perfectly fine in terms of their animation quality, their art style, their music, their voice acting. All of that is perfectly acceptable. But the only problem is that they didn't really do a very good job of maintaining Tsushi Taishi, the original creator of the manga's, distinct art style. Because, believe it or not, with these kinds of shows, the character designs make it or break it for me. If the girls look really fucking cute, and they do in We Never Learn, like goddamn, Tsushi Taishi's art style is so fucking good. It's just that perfect amount of erotic, cute, and kind of serious and bubbly. But the problem is with this anime adaptation, they kind of just made it all a little too generic. So yeah, that's probably why I'm just gonna drop this first season and probably not even bother with the second season, because I already know what's gonna happen. I'm already caught up to date on the manga. Like, this volume came out literally like 3 days ago, so I already know what's up with this series in terms of the story and everything. So yeah, it's a good show, definitely. But just go and read the manga. It's so much better. Let's move on. Alright, up next we have この勇者が俺to that is too many E's. That is too many E's. I don't know if that's just a fuck up or hold on, I'm gonna look this up in Japanese. Okay, here's the Japanese title. 新潮勇者この勇者が俺 oh for fuck's sake. The one part that I wanted to see in Japanese, it's in fucking English in the original fucking Japanese title as well. Oh my god, these light novel titles are they're just out to troll me. I'm just gonna assume this is この勇者が俺強えくせに慎重すぎる. Which doesn't make any sense, just letting you know. But it's an action adventure fantasy, hoping to god that again it's not an isekai, but let's read the synopsis. Goddess Restart summons a hero who excels in every area to assist her. Okay, yeah, it's an isekai. He's everything she's expected him to be except for one tiny thing. This anxious hero can't do anything unless he's absolutely sure nothing can go wrong. I'll take 3 suits of armor, 1 to wear, a spare, and another spare in case I lose the first spare. Even with a slime as his opponent, he uses the full extent of his power, annihilating them without a trace. With this overly cautious hero and the goddess he drags around with him, an epic adventure tale begins! That has to be true because it's done by the most reliable source for anime ever. Okay, what's weird, right, is that judging from that synopsis, that sounds like it's kind of gonna be this goofy, almost parody-like styled story because, you know, you have this hero who is like, needs to be absolutely sure that nothing is gonna go wrong, that he won't even deal a single bit of damage, and it seems like this goddess right here is just like, oh, for fuck's sake, the entire way through, right? But why then do they not label in the genres here? Why is there no comedy label? Does that mean that the comedy element is just gonna be so small and that this, I guess, beginning or like plot, you know, structure, if you will, is just like the start of things and then it's kind of going to develop into a more serious side of things? I really don't know, because to me that sounds like a straight up isekai comedy. Like that kind of sounds like a character that would appear in Konosuba. But the fact that we don't have that, we don't have a comedy element in it whatsoever is interesting. So I might check it out just to see if it even is a comedy at all in any way, because if it's not a comedy, then I'm a little bit curious to see which direction they can take a story like that. Okay, up next we have 超人高校生たちは異世界でも余裕で生き抜くようです. Alright, we did it, guys. We did it. We've finally seen that almighty isekai word pop up. Finally. You can't have an anime season in 2019 without one of those. In Japan, there are 7 superhuman high schoolers who are world-class geniuses in various fields ranging from governance to economics and beyond. Danganronpa much? On one fateful day, these 7 wind up in a plane accident and wake up only to find themselves in another world. Bermuda Triangle much? Finding themselves in a foreign place where magic and beast people are real, they immediately proceed to panic, or at least that's what would have happened if there were some run-of-the-mill students. But they're not! They're geniuses, so they're gonna use big brain power right here to fucking explode themselves out of the isekai. If anything, these 7 are actually using their talents to do absolutely ludicrous things so they can go home. Let's take it easy, because if we really let loose, I'm pretty sure we'll end up destroying this world. Damn, son. How pretentious is that? But yeah, again, it kind of just sounds like your generic isekai with a lot of really pretentious geniuses, quote unquote, who are probably not going to end up being geniuses because that's how these things usually work. And the art style seems pretty generic. It's done by Project Number 9, which again, I don't know any series off the top of my head, so Thomas, please do your thing and be a good editor. So yeah, am I going to check this out? Probably not. I really just do not care. Even taking away from the fact that it is an isekai, which so many people think I just have like a huge gripe for. And I do, because 95% of isekais are absolute garbage. But also just because that synopsis sounds fucking boring. Like, if I wanted to see a bunch of geniuses doing cool and amazing things and using their genius powers to fight a particular terrorizing situation, I would just go and watch Danganronpa. Fuck it, I would go and play Danganronpa, specifically Danganronpa 2, because that is the best Danganronpa game in the series, and I will fight anybody who disagrees with me on that. So yeah, I'm skipping over this one. I'm gonna go watch Danganronpa instead. Up next we have Fate Grand Order, Zettai Maju Sensei in Babylonia. I'm surprised it took them this long to make an anime adaptation for it. I mean, you all probably know Fate Grand Order. It's if you've been to any con in the US, you've probably seen a poster for it at least once in your life. And I mean, it's the Fate series. It's pretty fucking awesome. It is done by Cloverworks though, not Ufotable, so I'm a little bit nervous on that side of things, because we all know that Fate without Ufotable is Fate Stay Night, the first one, and we all want to forget about that one, don't we? So I really hope that Cloverworks does pull through with the similar to Ufotable-esque animation. Doesn't have to be exactly the same, because let's be real, no one can really match up to Ufotable, and definitely Cloverworks doesn't match up to Ufotable in terms of animation quality, but let's hope that they at least keep the essence of the Fate series in this new adaptation. Let's move on. Alright, up next we have Ore o suki nano wa omae dake ka yo. Okay. Easily said. Done by Connect Studios. It's a comedy romance school. Okay, so this is gonna be your trashy rom-com, ecchi type of stuff, based in a school, which is where every good, trashy, ecchi rom-com is set in. Which, you know, not gonna lie, is a huge guilty pleasure for your boy. It's like these kinds of like trashy rom-com shows that really are just like watching very nervous high school students get into ecchi situations and yet don't have the courage to just, you know, simply confess to one another. That shit's my jam. I mean, that's the whole reason why I've been fucking falling in love with Bokutachi wa Benkyou ga Dekinai. That's literally that. And by the sounds of it, this is basically this, but a light novel adaptation from it. So anyway, let's read the synopsis. What would you do if a girl you like would confess to you? Besides, what if it were not just one girl? Oh, I don't know, ask every harem protagonist. Cool high school student that loves the whole school and your hilarious and cheerful childhood friend. That was not an English sentence, come on guys. Yes, you would be crazy with happiness, but what if an unexpected problem arises because of the content in this conflict? What the fuck kind of synopsis was that, bro? Like, hold on a second. That was not a synopsis on this show. That was a synopsis to every ecchi rom-com show ever. Like that is the premise to a romance drama of any kind. What the fuck? Whoever wrote this on My Anime List needs to be fired. Like that was a garbage synopsis. Either that or this show truly has zero plot. Like so much so that they can't even write a unique synopsis for a show like this. So yeah, that's terrifying. Let's move on. Up next we have another show which I am surprised took this long to adapt. Azura Lane. We have FGO and Azura Lane, two huge mobile games that have become an anime. Wow. Why? Look, don't get me wrong, I love me my FGO. I played a little bit of it. I finally got out of the trap of FGO, the gacha trap, and moved on to a different gacha trap. But Azura Lane was just a game that I personally couldn't really get into. I mean, I love the character designs. Like, if there is any good fan art that I love to retweet over on Twitter, or at least I like to like over on Twitter to share with you guys, it's usually a character from Azura Lane, because Azura Lane characters look fucking amazing. Like, so much more so than Kantai Collection in my opinion. I don't know why, because Azura Lane and Kantai Collection are literally the same thing. But I guess from the massive popularity even in the West as well recently, we've finally gotten an Azura Lane adaptation done by Biberi Animation Studios. Who? Grotesque strong enemy called Siren has suddenly appeared from the sea. There was like 6 grammatical errors in that sentence. What the fuck was that? In order to fight against them, a group of army, Azura Lane, has formed. They were successful in stopping the attack from Siren for a moment using warships. The different ideals from the people who formed it has shown. The story is about girls fight the strong enemies that they never face while dealing with the trouble in each camp. Mal News, did you Google Translate this by any chance? Because go to English class otherwise. The only thing I got out of that was grotesque. That's literally the only thing I got out of that. I'm like, alright, it's gonna be a grotesque show, I guess, that's about action, historical, military. Done by Biburi. But yeah, I mean, it's Azura Lane. If you don't know it, just go to any fucking anime forum site and you'll see a fuck ton of NSFW and SFW fan art of any of the characters, so go check it out. Okay, finally, we are at a show that I am actually fucking excited for. No Guns Life. What is this, like the fucking 10th one in the list? Come on, guys. Pick up the pace, alright? These kinds of shows need to be at the top. Because look at that glorious word right there. Look at that glorious word. Mad House. House that is mad. In other words, house that is mad good at doing fantastic anime. It's kind of crazy though, because I actually didn't know that No Guns Life was gonna get an anime adaptation. Like, I literally just found this out, like, fucking 30 seconds ago. And literally yesterday, I picked up a new manga series which looked freaking cool, and it's No Guns Life. I am a soothsayer. I did actually read this yesterday, and it is fucking good. Holy shit, and I am so happy now that we are not only getting an anime adaptation of this, but we're getting an anime adaptation of it by motherfucking Madhouse. That is a win. That is a win for the anime community. Ex-soldier Inui Juzo has one question. Who turned him into a cyborg and erased his memories? After the war, cyborg soldiers known as the Extended were discharged. Inui Juzo is one of them, a man whose body was transformed, his head replaced with a giant gun. If that doesn't already sound fucking epic, then you have no soul. With no memory of his previous life or who replaced his head and why, Inui now scratches out a living in the dark streets of the city as a resolver, taking on cases involving the Extended. When a fellow Extended showed up in Inui's office on the run from the security bureau with a kidnapped child in tow and asking for help, Inui should have just thrown the guy out. But Inui's loyalty to a brother Extended makes him take the job. Keeping the child safe won't be easy, since everyone seems to want to grab him, from street punks to the mega corporation Berun, who have sent out a special agent that knows exactly how to deal with the Extended. How does that not sound fucking cool, boys? Our main character is a dude with a gun for a head. How genius. But yeah, guys, I know I'm fucking hyped for this. Not just because it's Madhouse, but because, again, I have read the first volume of the manga, and I was actually planning to get more of the manga and possibly even include it in a monthly otaku collection for the end of this month. And I can tell you guys, this manga is fucking dope. It is so fucking dope. I was kind of at first a little bit worried about like the whole premise as well of like just a guy with a gun for a head. Like that sounds fucking stupid. But then I remembered I actually like a lot of series that are kind of based around that. I mean, Chainsaw Man is another manga that I fucking love, and that is literally about a guy with a chainsaw for a head. So why not replace the chainsaw for a head with a gun for a head? Just as epic in my opinion. But yeah, I already know I'm gonna fucking love this, and I guarantee that this is gonna be one of those shows that are just gonna be the dark horse of the series. It's just gonna be one of those shows, it's like Vinland Saga this season. The people who love it fucking love it, but the general public, the general anime community, probably won't give two shits about it, unfortunately. They'll be too busy watching My Hero Academia and Sword Art Online. I know. It's a sad time we're living in. Alright, up next we have Watashi no ryoku wa heikinchi de itta yo ne. For fuck's sake, it's really hard with these titles sometimes. Another Project Number 9. Oh, there you go. I know two series now done by Project Number 9, and they're both from this season, and they both look generic as fuck. When she turns 10 years old, Adele von Asham is hit with a horrible headache, and memories of her previous life as an 18-year-old Japanese girl named Kurihara Misato. That life changed abruptly, however, when Misato died trying to aid a little girl and met God. During that meeting, she made an odd request and asked for average abilities in her next life. But few things, especially wishes, ever go quite as planned. Oh, you mean having average abilities in an isekai? Because that sure seems like it. I've lived in this country for almost 4 years now, and I've never seen a building like that in Japan, that's for sure. So yeah, probably gonna skip this one again, Project Number 9. You're batting 2 for 2 right now. 2 for 2 misses, I mean. Alright, this one actually looks kind of interesting. Babylon. It's a thriller. How many thriller anime series have we seen in the past 5 years? Even 10 years? How many? Not a lot, I would imagine. So I'm kind of very interested in this. And I mean, this like promotional art style looks fucking dope. I'm sensing a little bit of a Akunohana styled story right here, but a little more adult, I should say. It's like if the people from Akunohana grew up into adults. But yeah, let's read the synopsis because I'm kind of interested about this. Zen Seizaki, a public prosecutor at Tokyo District Public Prosecutor's Office, is investigating a case of illegal clinical research related to a drug company and a university. During the investigation, he finds a file that Shin Inaba, an kept, which includes blood that is mixed with hair, skin, and a paper written with the letter F. Oh, they just gave him F in the chat. As he investigates, he realizes there's a hidden plot that is connected with a huge election as well as to a certain person who is in charge of it. That sounds definitely like a thriller. Definitely like a thriller. So well done to the synopsis writer for that one. I'm kind of, just from that synopsis, I'm kind of getting a little bit of a lot of things. I'm getting a little bit of Bloody Monday. I'm getting a little bit of even some Ace Attorney thrown into it. I'm getting a little bit of Occultic 9, as average as that series was. I am sensing a little bit of that. Just a lot of little bits of like thriller, crime, drama, all that kind of good shit. And not gonna lie, I fucking love those kinds of stories, so I am totally down with this. I don't know the studio though. Revo-Root, or is it Revor-Oot? Either way, the art style to this studio looks pretty freaking dope, so I'm definitely going to check this one out. I think this is going to be one that, if done really well, because thrillers are kind of hard to get right, especially like so solidly in terms of story and plot holes. If they can do this one right, I think I'll really enjoy it, so yeah, I'm looking forward to this one. Okay, here's another one that looks kind of interesting. Kabukicho Sherlock. Production IG is on this thing as well. I mean, it definitely helps having a well-known studio to aid you on this, but it is a comedy drama mystery. Okay, it's a Production IG original, so I'm already getting some good vibes about this, but let's read the synopsis. The east side of Shinjuku Ward, the neon-lit Kabukicho district stretches across the center of this chaotic city. Where lights shine, there are also deep shadows. The curtains rise on this night stage where bizarre murders occurred. Is this suspense? No, comedy? An indistinguishable drama is about to begin. Okay, that's interesting. So it's like a crime drama, but they're mixing in the drama elements with the comedy elements? That's really strange, but it also sounds very, very interesting. I have no idea what that's going to be like. From the looks of that, though, from the looks of this image, it's giving me a lot of Durarara vibes, which I am absolutely fucking down with. I fucking loved Durarara. Fucking fantastic series, a fantastic anime series, fantastic light novel series by Narita Ryogo. So if it's anything like that, I'm totally down with this series, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. Okay, here is a one that I am so fucking keen for, yet I am so worried about that they're gonna fuck up. Beastars. Now, your boy has been wanting to make a video on Beastars for the longest fucking time, because if there is one ongoing manga series that I am absolutely loving to bits right now, it is Beastars. Not even kidding, I've probably reread this manga about 5 or 6 times waiting for the next volume because it is just so fucking good. Now, I know a lot of people are probably going to be quick to judge here, saying that it kind of looks like an anime Zootopia, and you know what, it kind of is, to be honest. But not only was Zootopia a pretty fucking good series, Beastars is that, but throw out everything Pixar and Disney and DreamWorks related about Zootopia, and you've got Beastars. I said Pixar and DreamWorks and Disney under all of that because I honestly don't remember who made Zootopia, but you get my idea. It is just the most hardcore psychological drama involving humanoid animals, and it is so perfect because this author, Itagaki Paru, manages to create and make these animal characters who have animal instincts, who have animalistic drives and goals in life, to seem really human. And that is really fucking hard to do, especially when throughout the entire series, you technically don't see a single human. They're all animals, and they all act like animals, but it's this weird mix between these humanistic elements of humanity and these animalistic elements of animals that mix together to the point where it's almost indistinguishable between what is a human function and what is an animalistic function. It is It is beautiful, but I'm gonna stop fucking hyping about this shit and read the synopsis for you guys. In a world populated by anthropomorphic animals, herbivores and carnivores coexist with each other. For the adolescents of Cheriton Academy, school life is filled with hope, romance, distrust, and uneasiness. The main character is Negoshi, the wolf, a member of the drama club. Despite his menacing appearance, he has a very gentle heart. Throughout most of his life, he has always been an object of fear and hatred by other animals, and he's been quite accustomed to that lifestyle. But soon he finds himself becoming more involved with his fellow classmates, who have their own share of insecurities, and finds his life in school changing slowly. Simple premise, definitely a simple premise, but definitely has a lot of room to improve. And as the manga goes on as well, it actually breaks out of school into Negoshi's adult life as well, which is where it's currently at. I can say that because it's not really a spoiler. You don't really know what the fuck happens, right? But as it says here, first episode premieres on Netflix in Japan, so it's a Netflix original. It's a Netflix exclusive, should I say. So your boy is definitely going to check this out. There is, however, one little thing that I'm very, very worried about in terms of this anime adaptation, and it's this thing right here, Orange Studios. Now, if you guys don't know, Orange Studios is an anime studio that has made several anime in the past, so they have some kind of back history I can relate back to. And they're a 3D animation studio, like entirely 3D. Not to say that entirely 3D anime series are bad. I mean, I've made that argument plenty of times, that just because it's fully 3D doesn't necessarily make it a bad looking anime. Look at shows like Ajin or Bubuki Buranki, for example. But the one thing I'm so scared about with this particular anime adaptation is the huge change from a very roughly sketched styled manga to a fully 3D anime adaptation. Because tell me this, how do you honestly expect Orange Studios to adapt a panel like that into 3D animation? It's just going to be really difficult to envision how that's going to look. And I've actually seen the trailer for this particular anime adaptation, and oof, I am worried. I am worried if I'm ever going to get used to this change in art style. But you know what? I'm going to give it a go. I'm going to give it a go because Orange Studios did take the time and effort to adapt one of my favorite manga series that is currently serializing at the moment. So yeah, if all else fails, if the anime falls flat on its face, at least I have the manga to go back to. So I don't know, I might end up making a video on Beastars, like a full extensive video on Beastars, probably once the anime starts airing, so yeah, I guess look forward to that, but let's move on. Okay, up next we have Pet. It's just called Pet. It's probably one of the shortest anime series to come out in the past, well, probably ever, honestly. But this promotional art just completely sold me. I mean, look how creepy and gross that looks, dude. My god. That looks right up my alley, not gonna lie. It is a mystery, sin, and supernatural, so again, totally genres that I can fuck with. Done by Geno Studio. Again, can't name them off the top of my head. Thomas, you're the best. But let's read the synopsis, because I'm kind of curious to see what this one's like. There are people who can get into people's minds and control their memories. This power is used to eradicate mysteries and cases, or worse, to assassinate. The potential of the said power is strong enough that it is able to destroy people's minds, however, can backfire and eat up their own heart. To counter it, chains are used to lock and protect each other's weak and dangerous heart. From one's growing fear and disdain, they're consequently called as a pet. Huh, that definitely sounds like something that I can fuck with. There is one little thing that I'm a little bit worried about, and that is the, I guess, use of memory loss as a plot gimmick. Because the thing with memory loss in fictional stories is that it is most of the time used for plot convenience, not a plot gimmick. Like, if something, you know, fucked up happens and there is really no logical way to explain what happened, yeah, his memory just forgot. He just forgot everything. You know, it's like the "it was all a dream" argument, you know? It's usually used as some kind of a gimmick to make a twist in a story seem a little bit more logical than otherwise. But now with this story, it seems like they're using that convenience as a gimmick. They're actually using it to progress the story, so that's an interesting move, not gonna lie. So I'm definitely gonna check this one out just because from a storytelling perspective, it seems like something very interesting. So yeah, definitely gonna give this one a go. But guys, I think that's gonna do it for this month's What Will I Be Watching. Thank you once again for joining in until the very end. I guess, yeah, overall, this series, or this season rather, just seems like it's just catering to the big ongoing series, you know, Sword Art Online, My Hero Academia, Seven Deadly Sins, Food Wars, you know, all the stuff that has already been pre-established, and then they're kind of just sprinkling in shit that the majority are probably not going to care about, but I am quite surprised, actually, looking down through the entire list, that there are some series that I am actually kind of keen for. You know, ones that I've already known about, like Beastars, and other ones like, you know, the aforementioned Pet that I just talked about, No Guns Life, which I miraculously picked up the manga for a day before I started this video, and knowing that it had an anime adaptation. And yeah, just a whole bunch of, like, interesting looking stories that we haven't really seen before, or haven't at least seen in a while. So yeah, overall, you know what, this fall 2019 anime season kind of seems interesting. Definitely doesn't seem like it's going to be the strongest in terms of original stories, but I think it is going to be the strongest just purely, again, based off of the ongoing series. But guys, let me know what you think in the comments below about any of the things I said about any of the series that I decided to pick up on. If you'd like to check the list out for yourself, then I've left a link to this livechart.me webpage in the description below, so definitely check it out. And as always, thanks again, LiveChart, for letting me use your website like this. I would like it if you started sponsoring me, because I'm probably bringing a lot of traffic to your guys' website, so yeah, hit your boy up. And hey, since I did talk about a lot of original manga series, you know, original adaptations and all that kind of stuff, and you would like to check out some of the manga / light novel series that I did mention in this video, then the best place to do it is to go over to Bookwalker. If you go to global.bookwalker.jp, then you can get a whole other bunch of manga, light novels, and all that kind of good shit, fully English translated, and each purchase from over there supports the manga and light novel industry over in Japan. And not to mention, you can use my coupon code TheAnimeMan to save $5 off your purchase, so I'm doing you a favor, boys. But yeah, let's see how many angry SAO and My Hero Academia fans I'm gonna get in the comments of this video. Boy, I'm excited. Anyways guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Like your favorite if you enjoy, subscribe for more banter, keep watching anime. Johnny!